So our ARI grant, well, KVET grant, this year is for airbrush scenes. So I teach, of the Belfry area schools, I am the only art teacher in that area. All the feeder schools, nobody has it. None of our elementary, and definitely not our middle. So I always want to implement some new medium, something that kids don't get to see normally. And for me, I teach 4 levels of art 1, 2, 3, and 4. So my Art 1 kids are normally the kids who come from the middle school, who have had no previous art class, who think that they're supposed to come into the room drawing things the exact way they're supposed to look, that we're going to sit and study faces and hands, and that if they don't do that right or don't know how to previously do that, that they can't be taught, and it's just a skill they're born with. So in Art 1, my job is to make them feel like, or make them appreciate the fact that everybody's drawings look different, everybody's art starts off a certain way, but as long as they improve, that they're better. So this grant this year is to just be able to give the Art 1 kids, for them to see the older children, so Art 2, 3, and 4, work with something that's normally not paper and pencil, that's not your traditional paintbrush and canvas. And so this year, with the grant, we are ordering airbrush guns and kits. With that, I'm going to let the older students, on their own, create something that they want. Practice it. We'll work on canvas. We'll work on other different mediums, or I'm sorry, not mediums, surfaces, letting them choose. At the same time, we get a lot of interest from the community asking us to do certain things. Can you paint this? Can you do this? Can you create this poster? So that on top of what we want to do in our room. So we do stuff within the school. We paint our walls. We haven't painted our ceilings yet. I can't talk him into that. So other items, at some point I'd like to be able to do t-shirts, that sort of thing, because then we could go out into the community once they've practiced in the classroom, and then be able to show off their talent to those that don't get to see that every day. Because these parents, a lot of my parents, have no clue that their kid even knows how to draw beyond a stick person. And everybody can. So community involvement, getting the kids to actually work with something completely different. At the same time, it's going to be something new for me because I don't normally work in that medium. So offering something new to them, being able to work in the community, even I think last week, which is perfect since this is today, the highway department has already contacted us about painting a snowplow. And so I'm not sure if airbrush is the way to go on that, but it would be different. And I think they're actually going to use the plows. Did they contact you? Yeah, they're actually going to use the plows in the area. So they want all the high school students or all the high schools to paint snow scenes on those plows, and then they're going to use them. So community within the classroom, but then also, and Kelly's going to talk about that because she teaches English, we're trying to also go into the other classes, history, English, maybe not so much math, but definitely science, and create visuals for those students who, during English class, you're reading everything, not comprehending, or have maybe never seen, let's say, for example, like Romeo and Juliet, have maybe never seen the actual movie, but need a visual while they read. So we would want to create mural scenes that they can implement, bring into the room, or that they can permanently hang in the classroom. But then it also displays our students' work, and then it's kind of cross-curriculum. So.
Hi, I'm a freshman English teacher, so I have all the babies. They're sort of in that in-between stage. If you teach freshmen, you know what I'm talking about. Something I implemented this year, and it kind of ties in with the art aspect, and I'm so glad Autumn chose me to be on this grant with her. In my class, we're doing interactive notebooks this year, and I've learned the importance of art in English because I actually had them, all of our elements that we've been working on so far, they actually had to draw something to symbolize that element. So that way it's personal to them, and that with this project, it's all about differentiation, which is a big buzzword in education, of course. Like Autumn was talking about, it helps them to get a visual of what's actually going on. Where I have freshmen, this is the first time they actually have any experience with Shakespeare, and it is always an interesting experience every single year, but it does give them the aspect of getting to look at what he's actually trying to say. He's just saying it in a very different way than what they're used to. Also, as one of the gifted and talented coordinators in the building, this is great evidence for those who are artistically gifted and talented. And also, this is why grants like this are so important. We actually had a lot of our funding cut this year, and we have no money for gifted and talented. So something like this actually is giving us something for those kids who are artistically gifted and talented without us having to try and